There are moments in life that change everything quietly. A child is born, and in that instant, a new identity begins to take shape. Not all at once, but slowly, deeply. She holds her baby, and without realizing it, parts of her old self begin to fade. Not gone, just no longer the center of her world. Somewhere else, the same moment arrives. But this time, the question is different. Not what to give up, but how to hold on and still move forward. The nights grow longer, sleep becomes rare, dreams become distant. In the silence, love grows stronger, while everything else grows quieter. And in another life, ambition doesn't stop, it adjusts, it pushes forward, it refuses to disappear. First steps happen, one life pauses to witness everything. Every moment becomes enough, the other keeps moving. Yet the heart is never fully in one place. And that's where it begins, not in big choices, but in small, daily decisions. Because sometimes love asks you to stay, and sometimes it asks you to grow without losing yourself. Time doesn't feel fast, but it moves in small moments. Like watching a child laugh while your thoughts drift somewhere else. Days begin to divide, one life stays present, built around every need, every second. The other keeps moving, measured in work, in pressure, in missed moments that linger. Routine takes over, simple tasks repeated daily, until one day you realize they were never small at all. Then come the harder moments, standing outside a door, knowing once you step forward, something inside you stays behind. Tears don't always look the same, sometimes they reach for you, and you're always there to catch them. Sometimes they stay hidden. In late nights when everything is quiet, first goodbyes arrive, a simple wave, a short distance. Yet it feels heavier than expected. And in another life, holding on means moving faster, trying not to let anything slip away. Dreams don't disappear, they wait, and at the end of the day, when everything slows down, two thoughts remain. What did I leave behind? And what did I miss along the way? Mornings begin in silence. Before the world wakes up, there's a moment to think, but not always to rest. Some walk into rooms filled with expectations, every step forward earned. Others stay in moments that feel small, but slowly become everything. Sometimes both worlds collide, you stand in one place, but feel pulled in two directions. Patience becomes routine, teaching, guiding, repeating, even when energy runs low. And somewhere else, strength looks different, late nights, unfinished work, a mind that doesn't switch off. Memories begin to build, not just in photos, but in feelings you carry forward. Some are full of joy, some feel incomplete. There are days you arrive just in time, holding on to relief, and nights where everything is still, but your thoughts keep moving. You sit there, facing your choices, not just where they led, but what they cost. Because choosing a path is one thing, living with the other ones is something else. Nights reveal what days hide when everything is quiet. Your thoughts finally speak. You sit beside a sleeping child, and for a moment, nothing else matters. Time doesn't stop, but it feels like it does. And somewhere else, there are rooms filled with people, yet something still feels distant. Life moves in simple ways. A walk through a store, a hand held without thinking, moments that don't ask for attention, but stay the longest. And then there are moments that pull you away, airports, waiting spaces, where time feels suspended, and distance feels real. Growth happens quietly in small actions, in time spent, in things that don't seem important, until they are. And in another life, growth feels empty at times, success echoes, but doesn't always fill the silence. There are moments of pride, watching from a distance, knowing you were part of it, and moments of wait, missed calls, unanswered time, things you can't take back. At the end, you return to silence again, holding someone close, or standing alone, and the question changes. Not was this right, but who did this make me? Life keeps moving, ready or not. Some days are built from effort you can see, small projects, messy hands, moments that look simple, but mean everything. Other days feel different, busy spaces, constant movement, time always just ahead of you. Then come moments you can't forget, a first ride forward, a hand slowly letting go, realizing you can't hold on forever. And somewhere else, there are quiet confrontations, a reflection, a pause, questions you can't avoid. Love shows up in small ways. A story before sleep, a presence that says I'm here, even without words. And in another life, progress looks different, decisions made, paths chosen, each step carrying weight. Joy still finds its place, unexpected laughter, unplanned moments, the ones that stay the longest. But so does pressure, tight spaces, silent exhaustion, feelings you carry alone. Time begins to shift, old things fade. Not because they don't matter, but because life keeps moving. And then there are moments of clarity. Standing still, looking out at everything, realizing it was never just about what you gained, but what it took to get there. Time begins to show its results not in days, but in what it leaves behind. There are moments where you simply listen, hearing how far things have come, and realizing you were part of it. And then there are moments that never slow down. Constant movement, one place to another, always moving forward, but never without cost. Connection doesn't always need words, sometimes it's just being there, in silence, and feeling understood. And sometimes connection feels distant, standing outside something bigger, reminding yourself why you chose this path. Care continues in quiet ways, small actions, gentle effort, showing up again and again. And somewhere else, focus becomes everything, work, pressure, responsibility. A mind that rarely rests. Joy still appears in applause, in small wins, in moments that remind you it mattered. But exhaustion stays close to late nights, long rides, thoughts that don't slow down. Peace comes in fragments, a quiet pause, a shared stillness, a brief moment of calm. And sometimes, peace looks like a new beginning, a fresh start, a deep breath, standing at the edge of what comes next. Because now, it's no longer about balance. It's about meaning. What was worth it, and what it quietly cost. Time doesn't just pass. It reveals. There are moments where everything becomes clear. Sitting in a crowd, watching a milestone unfold, realizing every small effort led here. And somewhere else, a different moment takes shape. Speaking with confidence, moving forward, yet feeling something missing. Life begins to slow, but feel deeper, a simple walk, a quiet connection, no need for guidance anymore. Yet the bond remains. And in another space, silence grows heavier, empty rooms, unfinished work, thoughts that don't settle. Goodbyes change with time, they're no longer small. They carry meaning, they carry trust, and somewhere else, you stand still, surrounded by everything you built, yet questioning what it truly gave you. Joy becomes quieter, not loud, not obvious, just present, and reflection becomes constant, old moments return. Not to hurt, but to remind. Care continues in small ways, details, habits. Things no one notices, but always matter. And in another life, achievement surrounds you, proof of success, visible results, yet something feels incomplete. Because now, life asks a different question. Not what you achieved, but what truly stayed with you. There comes a point when everything begins to slow, not around you, but within you. The noise fades, the rush disappears, and what remains finally feels real. Sitting in silence, next to someone who once needed you for everything. Now just sharing the moment without words. And somewhere else, you walk through empty spaces, feeling the weight of everything you carried. Beginning to settle. Things start to change, doors close, footsteps fade, and the space around you feels different. Not empty, just quieter, and in another life. Movement never stopped. One place to another. Always going, rarely arriving. But connection still finds its way back, a shared moment. A simple laugh, nothing forced, just real. And sometimes, connection feels distant, a quiet room, a short conversation, and the silence that follows. Then come the moments that matter most, a milestone, a name called, and suddenly everything feels worth it. And yet, Even in a crowded world, you can feel alone, blending into everything, while carrying something unseen. Memories return differently now, not heavy, not painful, just understood. And in the end, you stand still watching the day fade. No more questions, just acceptance, and then, after everything, you arrive here, not at an ending, but at an understanding, standing side by side, no longer leading, no longer chasing, just sharing the same view. Time has done its work, what once needed effort now feels natural. There's a quiet moment, holding pieces of the past, realizing nothing was wasted. Not the sacrifices, not the ambition, not even the doubts. Because every path gave something and took something too. But now, there's no rush left, no need to prove anything. Just a calm, steady presence. In everything you've become. A final embrace, holding years of moments, without needing words. And as the light fades, you finally feel it, not regret, not confusion, peace. Because in the end, it was never about choosing perfectly. It was about living fully.